computed, and your brain's like, I've already pressed the button, hit roll, got it back on stage, and the game is like, actually, you're still at the ledge, and actually, you just dropped off and you directionally air dodge. So, rest in peace. I still think, you know, despite how that one wrapped up, still a pretty okay showing from Puppet. I think, again, it's not so much the speed factor that Shulk possesses as it is really the range. And so I feel like he can maybe do a better job here in the second game of trying to bait out some of these tosses on these special attacks from JoJo and then kind of go in. We might be okay, but I just feel like in that last game, he was on the receiving end of too many boomerangs and bombs, and those trades were just not working in his favor.
And I want to see Puppet spacing in with the Nair so he's not going so close in shield, getting caught with options like that up B out of shield. Really need to be careful. Ooh. Use that giant sword to make sure you're actually using your full threat range.
Yeah, kind of struggling. It's very strange to see a Shulk get that up close and personal. And yeah, what you going to do about upper on either of the links, man? I think that move's a big lingering hitbox. You can't air dodge through it. It's just one of those moves where you got to get the heck out of harm's way. Oh. Okay, yeah, clear some space. I got to get back up off this ledge. Okay, I'm loving what I'm seeing here. That landing there, just kind of holding down the center stage here upon destination, kind of making that little part kind of his hub.
Yeah, absolutely. Really good start here with in terms of stage control. Oh, that's a hard read there from JoJo. Nice defense, keeping him alive, but for how long?
That is the million-dollar question. 100% differential between these two strong players. And no, okay, I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to let you play with me at the ledge anymore. I love the patience that we see from JoJoDaHoBo, just allowing him to make the mistake for him and then go for the back throw every time. But it felt like Puppet, like you talked about before, became a little bit more cognizant. Whoa, in the blender.
That's a creative blender. You can't buy that on TV. That's a footstool into bomb into imagination.
Oh my goodness, imagination station. That's right, all aboard. Okay, yes, gonna go for the high recovery, and that time not on the money for the punish there. JoJoDaHoBo right now not letting up, and again, this is so weird to see the spacing options not really play that much of an effect here for a Shulk player. You know, again, forward air and you know, back air and there, those moves, again, not the quickest moves in the world, but where they lack in speed, they make up in kind of just spacing and just kind of really setting that tone. JoJoDaHoBo, though, so I'm not having any of it.
Yeah, having a lot of trouble just getting around the piles of projectiles that JoJo is able to throw out. And now is kind of just swinging through the air, and JoJo is just totally fine to wait for these options to come out and punish them like that.
There's just so much of a commitment on some of Shulk's moves, and I think that backslash being one of the bigger ones in this toolkit. Of course, a move that we don't get to see quite as often, but when it comes through in a big way, especially if it hits from behind. 129% right there on climbing. JoJoDaHoBo looking really good. Nice up tilt in there. Oh yeah,
the air.
I mean, he's just anybody that can be pressing air, he's just using it right now. He knows he's in firm control right here in this match.
Just gonna go ahead, take his time to come back. Love the bomb re-grab.
Okay, another back air. Loving right here, just this resilience and really just this overall control right here of the match. JoJoDaHoBo just kind of closing out that distance, getting up close and personal on Puppet as well. Oh goodness.
Yeah, looking to probably try and close this set out here. Puppet not completely out of it yet, but really needs to make something happen. Nice fair.
Gotta get one.
Yeah, gotta get one. And you know what? Of all the, is Shulk the best comeback character? Maybe not. But you know, he's not the worst either.
No,
we need to see something really change here, because it's just a lot of projectiles, a lot of connections. You can't be bleeding out percent like that at this point.
No doubt about it. JoJoDaHoBo's in full Wind Waker mode, man. He is just he's cooking. Puppet right now. I think in order to see a comeback, we got to really see him play to some of Toon Link's weaknesses. I mean, and I guess really the big one for me is kind of just getting him off stage and trying to catch him without the bomb. Yeah, a little late to the party in that regard. Oh, but
heck.
Damn.
He was starting to cook a little bit there. He threw some olive oil and some garlic in the pan. He was starting to sear it up a little bit. A little bit.
Yeah.
I was starting to see some options. I wanted him to go off stage there, and just if he was able to kill him, get it into a last stock situation where you've got Rage on Shulk.
Yeah.
I've seen him, and we've both seen some silly stuff with Rage Shulk before.
We have seen some stuff. I'm thinking back to like the last battle of BC where I believe it was Kome versus Cosmos, and I just never seen Shulk pilot to that capability before. But that character does have some steam under him, and I think the biggest area of concern, I think, going against Shulk, you know, at any level, is what happens when they